We are beyond blessed to have this opportunity and this partnership because it matters, right? And we're just, there are no words after listening to these young people in here today, and I'm so pumped. I needed this energy. You know, we're in the middle of a big budget cut, and you're trying to keep the main thing, and you come in here and you hear these young people talking about their experiences with amazing teachers, and you want to say to them today, now that needs to be you. Right? So everything that somebody else was for you, you need to go and be it for somebody else so that they can be sparked and they can learn and they can enjoy school. And school becomes a place not only of safety, but a place of learning where things become alive for them. And we take the opportunity to build them up and let them know they can do and be anything they want to do and be if we give them the tools to do those things. Doesn't matter what their zip code is, doesn't matter what they have two-parent household or not. What matters is what we do when they walk in the door. And you become a part of that process. And so I'm excited about this partnership.
So, Dr. Smith, as we know, districts across the country are facing a shortage of teachers. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, there are 567,000 fewer teachers today than prior to the pandemic. In your district, we understand that the year before this last one, 2023-24, Cincinnati Public Schools began the school year with 297 teaching vacancies. And at the start of 24-25 school year, you had 267 vacancies, and I currently understand there are still 150 vacant positions. To further compound the challenge, we also know that across the nation, the teaching staff does not reflect the racial and ethnic diversity of students in our country's classrooms. National teaching workforce diversity is not keeping pace with national demographics. While 17% of Ohio students identify as Black, only 4.3% of the state teachers are Black. Cincinnati Public Schools is, as you know, one of the most diverse districts in Ohio, with just over 60% of all students identifying as Black, nearly 10% Hispanic, and 7% multiracial. And we know that 26.9% of CPS teachers identify as teachers of color, and 14.5% of new teachers identify as a person of color. As a longtime member of CPS team in your various roles as elementary, middle, high school teacher, assistant principal, chief of school, and now deputy superintendent, what do you see as the strengths of this Teach Pipeline partnership?
For me, it's the opportunity to get diverse applicants into our district, right? The strength of the program is that we are intentionally looking at students of diversity, right? That we are grooming them, bringing them in, sharing everything about education, working with them to see the value that they have in education. And if we don't have this, then I don't know if that number is going to increase. I think that number may decrease if we're not intentional about recruiting students of color. And I say to you, I went to Central State University, and when I was in the College of Education, there were hundreds of us. I could tell you right now, the College of Education doesn't exist right now at Central State University. They have very few students in that college. And somewhere along the way, we've lost that love for education in our community as people of color, when it used to be really a job where it was valued and it was respected. And in the community, if you were a teacher and you were of color, that meant something. And somewhere along the way, it got lost. And so now we're looking into spaces and places where I can walk down a hallway and not see a teacher of color at all for at least 10 classrooms of kids, where they never see anyone that looks like them. So this program is allowing us opportunity to bring in these young people that look like us, who have also been a part of the experience at CPS, so they also can come and bring some things differently to the table, right? Because they've had some experiences that are good and bad, because I don't care what career you're in, there are amazing people, and there are people that are right on the bubble, and then there are people you're like, I don't know why she's here, right? Mm-hmm. And that's everywhere. And so I think that we have an opportunity to take it to the next level with these young people and say, these are the things that we need to see in you for you to be the best version of yourself when you walk into that classroom. We're going to help you how to find out who you are. So because this work is character work. right? Your heart has to be right. Because part of the work is that kids, when they walk into a classroom, they want to see, do you see them? Do you value them? And do you know who I am? Because if you know who I am, then you can teach me, right? And so teaching them, these young people in this pipeline, is going to be amazing. Because they are going to have so many lived experiences that they can walk into that classroom and they can impact change immediately. They can identify immediately what that child looks like that's in a space where they don't want to be bothered with anybody because my home life is here, but guess what? We're going to make school great for you. It doesn't matter what's going on at home. When you come in here, it's going to be good. I probably had 2 teachers of color when I was in school. Miss Rosa Moore, who made everybody learn their timetables by hitting your hand with a Big Mo pencil. So you better learn them, and you better learn them quickly. And Mr. Leo, who was a black male. Those are the only 2 teachers that I had my whole teaching career that were teachers of color. But Miss Moore taught us that I don't play, show up, give me your best, or there will be consequences. She meant that. Like, you people have no clue. We used to have to stretch on the wall if you didn't do it for recess. Oh, see? Oh, y'all laughing. So, yes, we need this pipeline. And I think we continue it. I think we partner. I think we figure out ways to market it. I think we figure out ways to ask for more money. I think these young people's voices need to be heard so that people know the experiences that they're having, so that this program continues to grow and grow and grow.
I know you and I early on, when you were really integral to helping us start the urban teaching cohort, we talked a lot about having curriculum grounded in the life of the community. How do you see this teach pipeline changing curriculum?
They got to see how the kids were living, but also got to see them in the school and outside of the school. So they saw 2 different versions of the student. Right? They saw the students in their community and how they survived, and then they saw the kids in the school in an environment where there were high expectations, where we expected them to come in and do what they were told to do, where they were loved, but we were teaching, right? And so I see the curriculum and this program being grounded in real life experiences, right? So I think that, and it's essential to the work, right? So they're going through these trainings, but the curriculum has to be alive. It has to come alive, right? It has to be what kids can relate to. So part of their experience with you guys would be bringing that curriculum to life.
Mm-hmm. I'm just even reflecting back on the panel from you all this morning, and I can't remember 2 things I wrote down before. One of you said, they sparked a light in me that I didn't even know was there. Who said that? Was that you, Terry?
Terry.
Yeah, and I was like, that curriculum can do that when you're deeply connected, when you all are going back to your home communities to be in them and to be agents of change in those communities as educators.
So when you begin to, whatever you're teaching, when you look at that history book, how can I bring this to life for my kids? As I'm planning my lessons, what does that look like so that I can bring those things to pass so that kids can connect to it? So a lot of that work is in your planning because you want the classroom to be a place where kids enjoy what you're teaching.
You know, you and I were talking, and I understand that you too are a first-gen college graduate.
I am.
Yes, and have become a teacher and have been a pretty phenomenal force in the spaces that you've been. Yeah. I'm going to say it again because I've witnessed it and watched it, and it's really inspiring, Alesia, very inspiring. And, you know, there are challenges that come with that, with the first gen, particularly being a person of color, but one of those is financial.
Oh, yeah.
And I just, as part of this TEACH program, a commitment to really funding as much as possible our students, and they referenced it today, maybe it was Miles, I don't have to worry about debt. Like, thinking about the life-changing course for generations to come on that. I don't know, just, if you're from personal experience or just an overall reaction to, you know, that as being a component.
When Miles said that, I almost went and pushed him off his chair because that did not happen for me. So as a first generation, and you have parents that haven't went to college, if you don't have counselors that teach you about scholarships and all those things, then you end up getting student loans. So my generation of people, we have student loans. Well, we thank Joe Biden for some of them being taken care of, amen. But most of us had student loans or scholarships, and then you got scholarships, but you didn't know that, oh, they're not renewable, right? So you go that first year and you think, oh, I'm good, and then they're like, oh, that was for 1 year. So I would say to you guys, oh my God, this is generational, and also you're as young people, that's even building generational wealth for you. Because now you have the knowledge to go back and tell another generation, don't pay for school, right? So I'm teaching that, but I had to learn it out of a hard lesson because I was the first generation. You guys have such an opportunity here. Top-notch education, paid for, walking out of college with no debt, then coming to work for CPS, and we pay our teachers well. Then let me just tell you this, teachers make all kind of money. Sometimes I'll be like, dang, they get a stipend for this, and you can tutor kids, and I mean, there's so much you can do to earn money as a teacher in CPS. And so you come in and you're doing, I'm just telling the truth, because I'd be like, geez, they going through more stipends around this place. But guess what? It's work that you can do, and I'm telling you that so that you know when you start looking at these other places, which you should not do, because CPS is the place to be.
It's part of the partnership.
They may have a couple $1,000s more, but I'm telling you, our benefits are amazing, and you can make all kind of extra money. So yes, I am recruiting right now. So sorry.
The HR people in the back of the room are applauding.
Yes, and to go into a job at 22 and 23-year-olds making that kind of money without debt, you can live really good. You can live really good. So I just want to remind you of that. So even though the semester might have been hard, stick it out. The work that we do and the work that I've done and that you guys are going to do is all tonight to my community. I have to give back. I have to go back and I have to go grab 2 or 3 people and I have to bring them along with me, because then that makes our community rich. And so you're not in this position just for you and your family. You have a responsibility to do for someone else what someone's did for you, because then that makes the community to continue to grow and become healthy. And so some of our people and young people that we have to go back and get, and we have to understand that all of us are responsible for each other.
And with any partnership, we want things to be mutually beneficial. We want to make sure that you're benefiting from the relationship and we are. Can you talk a little bit about how you see this larger teach work aligning with the vision and or mission or any kind of strategic planning work that's happening in the district right now?
Well, our district has a really big push on equity work, and our goals and guardrails are all around our African American students, our Latino students, and making sure that they are reaching the goals, that we close the gap between them and their counterparts. So this work is directly aligned with everything we do and believe in CPS. And so our goal is to be as inclusive as possible, to bring as many thoughts to the table as possible from diverse backgrounds. The work that you're doing with the young people and then having them come and work in CPS is a game changer for us, because they get it on both sides. They've been a student in CPS and now they're coming back to teach in CPS. That's aligned with everything that we're strategically attempting to do. We're trying to build cohorts of teachers that come in and that are vested in the work and in the community. The best thing about the urban cohort is that the kids live down there. And so this partnership is aligned with everything that we do, the goals, the guardrails, our strategic plan. We're all in that direction where we are trying to all come in one place, one goal, one mind, right? It aligns.
What are dreams for where we're going to be 5 or 10 years from now? As the Deputy Superintendent for Cincinnati Public Schools, deeply embedded with leadership in the district, what might be CPS's dreams for the future of this partnership, this teach partnership with Miami University?
Honestly, I hope that the numbers just keep doubling and tripling, right? And that we find the funding to keep this thing going for these young people, because we need them. That number definitely needs to increase. The minority, we need the diversity, and across our district we need it, but across the nation. I think this becomes a model for what people do to bring in those areas. You guys saw a need, and you went and said, this is how we're going to meet that need, because it's good for everybody. It's good for the community. It's good for our country. It's good for everybody, right?
Good for all students, no matter what their background. Yeah.
Representation matters.
Yep.
Right? Representation matters. I need to see me sometime during the day. I need to see me. I need to see me in somebody during the day. So my dream is that we keep working on it, because this need, until the need goes away, whenever that is. And I think if we keep plugging away, it will.